this life. I want us to talk about another thing, you know, so that we don't flog this too much. And see, there is another thing that I feel like makes people quite unhappy. Yeah, it is when people don't achieve their set goals. You see, the inability to set a goal and achieve it can be a source of unhappiness. Like we said,
Yep.
you set a goal for the year, and this is already July. This is already,
Mm.
you are like, man, this is the 8 months. What I've not been able to
Mm.
achieve in these 8 months, what is it certainty that I'm going to achieve it in the remaining? Do you understand? At that point,
Mm.
people begin to get anxious,
Mm-hmm.
begin to get fear begins to set in. You understand? And this sometimes leads to unhappiness. People just resign to fate and, just
Mm.
at that point. But
Mm.
what to do at this kind of time is not to give up. Like my adage, there is an in my place, there is an adage that says that the sun that is outside is still enough to dry your clothes.
Yes. Mm.
The little time that is still there is still enough to achieve something. It is
Mm-hmm.
better you achieve something than not doing anything at all and giving up.
Yep.
Take a step today, recalibrate yourself. Probably you've been carried away. Maybe it could be maybe work. It could be that at the end of the year there were many imbalances for you. But at least now
Mm-hmm.
you have a little balance. You understand?
Mm.
In fact, you can have a new resolution today for the next 4 months.
Yep.
You understand? Just ensure that you do not give up.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
ensure you are reinventing yourself and reinventing your dream and your realities. You
Yep.
know, we
Yep.
need to be very, very flexible with our plans. If I've not been able to do this up until now, what can I achieve in the next? So then you need to evaluate what have I done? You understand
Mm.
that apart from unforeseen circumstances that result in inability to achieve certain goals, you understand that
Mm-hmm.
things we do by ourselves. It could be self, yes, yes, Mr. Dare, we do not give up. We do not give up. Then I was saying that apart from unforeseen circumstances, there are also some things that we do by ourselves. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Slip into some form of laziness. You understand? It could be some form of
Mm.
fear here and there. It could be as a result of, societal conformity. People like us don't do this. People like us don't achieve this. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
It could be some form of self-doubt. You get
Mm.
when you make those evaluations, it is possible for you to. I remember when I was doing business analysis, class, we talked about what they call root cause analysis. You ask yourself why over time to be able to know. By the time you ask yourself 5 whys in one particular problem, you will find the root cause.
Yep.
And why do I feel the way I feel? Then once you know the why, you now ask the why do I feel the way that made me feel that way? Before you ask 5 whys, you would have found the problem. And if you're
Mm.
there with yourself, solve the problem. Now, this now leads me to how we solve problems. Many times, people solve feelings rather than solving problems. You want to solve the way you feel, not to solve, rather than solving the problem. Something happens, you feel bad. Instead of focusing on the problem and solving the problem, you want to solve your feeling bad.
Mm.
Solving your feeling bad does not solve the real problem. It's just like when there's smoke in a room. You want the smoke to disappear, but you are
Mm-hmm.
going to the source of that fire to quench it.
Mm.
No matter how much you try to take that smoke away, it will keep coming
Mm-hmm.
because the source is still there. But it
Yep.
is easier to solve the way you feel. You understand? For example, some people will say, I will just smoke it away. I will just drink it.
Mm.
Yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
go and have some bottles of drink, then you
Mm-hmm.
for that moment you've forgotten it,
Mm-hmm.
but you come
Yep.
back next day you have the same feeling. Or
Yeah.
I will not just do it. You try something, you failed. Maybe you try
Mm.
and you failed. Now the feeling of failure, if you want we are tempted to want to solve the feeling of failure rather than solving why we failed. Solving the feeling of failure is you saying that, oh, I'm not writing this exam again. You have solved the feeling. You never feel like a failure anymore as long as you don't attempt that thing again.
Yep.
Rather than asking yourself, what and what
Why?
did I do made me fail? If anybody has passed that exam before, it means you can.
Yep.
So maybe you don't have enough knowledge to be at that point to be able to pass. Understand? So it is very pivotal that we do not attack feelings. Rather, we attack the problem because feelings will still come back as long as that problem is there.
Yep.
We from things. We run away from circumstances. We run away from the things that make us the things that demand, place a demand on us. We run from it. You have an habit. You understand? And you know that, this thing that I do, I don't like it. Do you understand? Now, so instead of you looking for how you would be able to solve that thing, okay, what brings me here? What are that make me do what I do? You understand? So you now go, okay, let me give an example. How many people have you seen that instead of trying to look for, okay, let me just use this analogy. You waste time a lot. Maybe you in your time all the time. Do you get like, spend so much time on social media, I do this and do that. But you know that the solution to the time you waste on social media. Probably you might need to just delete those apps from your phone and develop some self-discipline and that's it. You understand? But oftentimes you're just like, it's normal. Everybody sometimes, we slack sometimes. Do you understand? We slack sometimes. Let me give myself some room, Jerry. Let me enjoy. Do you understand? You are trying to override that feeling, that guilt that comes from you wasting your time by everybody is also doing it. Everybody's also. Do you understand? But you have a path you want to follow. Do you understand? Have a goal you want to achieve. We all don't have goals because we live in the same place or go to the same school or work in the same place. Doesn't mean we have the same focus. You understand? So afford to spend 5 hours on an Instagram, but you might not be spend up to 2 hours on an Instagram. Why? Because of what they might be building just a story building, but you are building a. So the demand on both of you will not be the same. So the submission here, I know you might want to say one thing before. The submission here is that do not solve feeling. Solve the problem. Face it and solve it. Because you continually feel unhappy when that problem repeats itself over and over again. Just do it raw. You understand? You establish your happiness.
Yeah.